So, welcome to our program on learning your impact on others. And I think this subject, like almost all of our topics, has to do with both our ego and our higher self, because we only know what we know. And our minds are filled with assumptions and habits and moods and beliefs and repetitive thoughts. And so in this uh, mix and match kind of thing in our noggin, I'm losing confidence through the years in my mind as my primary tool. I really am more and more suspicious of it because of its habitual nature, its egoic nature, its just limited nature, where I'm much more interested in what you might call consciousness. And of course, these are just words. We really don't have a very crystallized vocabulary to talk about what goes on up here. And so the word mind to me is kind of limited, but my consciousness, which I think is bigger than my mind, has to do with my intuition, my inner guidance, tapping into the repository of inspiration that the masters have tapped into through the years in whatever their mastery involved. But yet it's a pretty high level connection, I think. And so I think most of us are tired of just going through action steps, because what we really are, I think, looking for is that inspired action, that creates that aha, that creates that wow, that takes it to another level. And I think it's not only meaningful for us, but that's the kind of information we would like to connect with other people on, so that they are impressed, they are motivated, they are inspired, that we are really, upping the ante, so to speak, in all of our relationships. So let's start off with just a minute of meditation to climb that ladder from our ego to that inspired thing I'm calling consciousness, because I think our mind is so habitual that I think the same old thoughts feel the same old feelings. It just gets boring. It's very limited. So let's sit up straight, spine straight, shoulders back, spine away from the back of the chair. Hands are placed at the junction of the thighs and the abdomen with the palms upturned. Eyelids are closed, but eyes are raised, gently focused between the eyebrows without strain. And lastly, we make a mental resolve not to move a muscle. This is ground zero of sort of the behavioral aspects of meditation, having to do with the body, the spine, the eyes, and concentration, which necessarily precedes meditation, focus. But the mind will get distracted simply because we think a thought every 2 2/3 seconds. So our first goal is to slow down the mind. We can't stop it, but we can slow it down. And the obvious way to slow it down is not with more thoughts, but through the functionality of the breath. So let's double check that our eyes are focused between the eyebrows, and let's take a deep inhalation through the nostrils. And exhale through the mouth. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. One more time. Inhale. Exhale. Now double check the eyes are uplifted still. To put the attention at the nostrils. And simply watch the breath coming in and going out. Whenever any thought comes, even if it's a positive thought, just push it out. This is a time of non-thinking. Let's keep our eyes closed for just a minute more. Because what's happening on the inside now is everything is slowing down. Blood pressure is coming down. Thought rate is coming down. Heart rate is coming down. Breath rate is coming down. Everything is slowing down. But what's going up is these momentary pauses between breaths, between thoughts, between heartbeats. And those pauses are kind of like little escape valves from our habitual thinking, our culturalized, limited beliefs about ourselves and the world and other people. So in these pauses, we get a unique chance to connect to a bigger picture, to think longer term, to have a broader and deeper perspective. And we tap into that intuition, that knowing that is beyond what we learned in school and from our parents, our 20th century beliefs. And we can tap into that, you might call it wisdom, that the deepest thinkers, inventors, musicians, masters of any craft have tapped into through the ages. And the byproducts of that focus is peace, a sense of love and well-being, a sense of joy, a sense of perfection, a sense of being on track and in tune with the real laws of life. And then, of course, the goal is to take this awareness, this perspective, into our personal and professional lives and work from purpose, understanding, and this alignment to make inspired choices, because we see this bigger picture but can operate in the smaller workaday world. And let's open our eyes.